Hi everyone. This is Jonna Bonds, our Region 3 co-registrar, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how to use iServices for registration. I know a lot of people oftentimes have questions and issues, and we thought it might be helpful if you have this video to reference, especially if you are a new advisor or you want to try some different things that maybe you didn't know iServices had to offer. I do recommend before you start, have a copy or a printout located somewhere of a list of all the students you have in your chapter. I know in our chapter we like to import them in alphabetically. It's good for our record keeping, but you can import them in however you want. And also have a list of events that each student is in, participating individually, and if they're in team events. And having that list on hand when you get started makes this whole process a lot easier on your part for you, and more smooth overall. One system that we use to help us with our chapter is we use a Sign Up Genius, and we have the kids actually sign up for the events, and then we have a copy that way. Whatever filing system you use that works best for you, Google Forms or Sheets, but having some sort of way to keep track of all that is very helpful. So if you have that ready, the next thing you want to do is go to the patsa.org website and go to iServices. And when you first affiliated, the state representative should have contacted you. Dale Mull should have contacted you, hopefully, and given you your account information. It's your chapter ID number and then whatever password that you set. And then once you sign in, starting on the 18th, which is a few weeks, you'll see that it'll say registration is open. Now, the first couple screens that you'll actually see will ask you to verify your school address, your mailing address, and your advisor information. Please make sure that all of that information is up to date. That really helps the whole conference planning team. So when you come in here, you'll see just basic information of what's going on. And on a side note, I'm using Firefox as my browser. It seems to work best with FileMaker Pro, which is the system that we use for iServices. You can use any browser for iServices, but we've found that it seems to be the best when you use Firefox or Safari. So if you seem to be having issues with viewing things, just try using a different browser. Okay, so when you're ready, you'll go to conference registration. And we always get started with the go process, and when we always start as soon as we can, because the sooner you put all your information into registration, it's easier for us as registrars to work out any hiccups that come along the way and then fix things for you also. So the first thing you do is you put your primary advisor's name and email address, and again, please make sure that this is the one that you're checking regularly. If you don't check your school address, don't put your school address, put your home address. We just want a way to contact you. Okay, and then you go from there. You start adding, and you'll see information as you go through. You do need to add in your on-site phone number, please, the day of the conference if there's an emergency with a student. Please make sure you add all that information in, and you can add your PPID number so that we can give you credit for Act 48 credits as we go. And if you have any other advisors, be sure to add them. It's best to do that right away because it's more helpful to have advisors at the beginning with 002 and 001 as we're working. Okay. So now we're going to start adding students, and as you add students, you'll notice that their screen looks much different than when we had an advisor. So as you add a student, it's important that you do get their name right, and if for some reason you do have their name incorrect, make sure you let us know, and after registration closes, and we can change that for you. And you're going to notice underneath that all of the areas down here are the individual events that students can sign up for. So I have this printout with me that shows all of my students and all the events they're in, and we use Sign Up Genius for our students to sign up for events, and it's a really nice filing system that we like. But please have that on hand when you're ready to do everything. It just makes it easier for you. So I can see that Hannah has signed up to do career prep, so I'm going to click the little green X, and you'll see it comes over here. She has signed up to do promotional marketing. She has signed up to do PA materials process. and she has signed up to do Tech Bowl written. So I know those are 4 individual events that she has signed up for within our chapter. Now, if you look over here to the left of the plus signs, that is how many spots we have for each individual event within your chapter. So you can take 6 people in CAD Foundations from your chapter. You can take 6 people in Career Prep, 8 people in Digital Photography. So be sure you're only entering that many. And if for some reason you have more than the given amount of students who want to be in that event, you'll have to find a way within your chapter to limit that number. In our chapter, we hold basically a pre-competition with runoffs to try to get the number to that area that we need it. All right, and then from there you would hit Add Student, and you continue to add the students as you go on. Now, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to go out to my main menu, and I'll fix this part later. I didn't put any information in for that student, so it's giving me an error code for that second student that I tried to add. So this will be what the conference registration screens will look like from here on out now that I've already started. So I can continue to add students. If you know that you're going to have a guest come, a guest would be somebody who wants to come and eat lunch. You would sign them up as a guest. If you just have like a parent or administrator or someone who just wants to visit, they don't want to eat lunch, but they'd like to come see the awards ceremony or something like that, please add them as a visitor. They don't have to pay anything. Guests pay $6. Visitors are free. And this is the area that a lot of people have issues with. So we're going to go to the team area. So we have individual events and we have team events. So we're going to hit Add a New Team. So again, having some sort of way to record and have this on file while you're registering is going to be the easiest thing for you. So I know that I have a team of, or 3 teams, excuse me, in children's stories. And that's the most teams I can have, which are right here. Now, every team that I know I have at this point, I would add. So I don't have any teams currently in Challenging Tech Issues. I know I have 3 teams who have signed up for children's stories, so I'm going to click one of these. I don't have anybody in community service video. I have 3 teams, I think. 4 teams signed up for electrical apps. So I'm going to add 1 here. I have a forensic tech team. I don't have any inventions and innovations. I've got a junior solar sprint. I've got a leadership team. I don't have anybody in mass production. I've got a problem solving team. I have STEM animation. And it looks like on here I'm missing off the grid, so I'm going to have to check that. So there looks like there might be an event or 2 missing. I'll have to verify that. But any team you know you have, you're going to add them. Now, the important thing is that you understand that all of these teams I'm entering are all what we call Team A. So I don't just enter one team here. Like I don't just enter Challenging Tech teams, then go out and add a new team. Any team, if I know I have a group in one of these events, these are where I'm going to add them. And these are all my Team A or my Team 100s. So this is my first group of students all in this event, and you register them all at once. This is normally where a lot of people get confused. They're not sure how they go about doing this. So if you have a team, I have teams in all these events, this is where I'm going to add all of them. Now, one cool thing about this, we don't see this on the registration side, but I use this personally with my kids. If I want to know what kid is team or what team of kids is in Team A or Team 100, over here on this side, I can click on this little filing system and I can add a comment. And this is where I typically add my students' names. So I know that this is Molly and Megan's team. And judges don't see this. And the registration doesn't see it, but when I print this out personally for my own use, when I go back and look at registration, I know that Children's Stories Team A is Molly and Megan. That way, if they get called down for an issue with one of their events and judges have a question, I can figure out right away who Team A is. Now, when they will sign up for their events and they put their ID numbers on their events, this team, anybody in any of these events, are going to be Team 1005901 for my school. Your school would have their ID code first, and then it's 901. That's the ID number. So now that I know that I have all of my first level teams, I call them first level, all of my first entry teams in, now I'm going to add a new team. Now if we look up here, this is known as Team B, and their ID numbers would be 1005902. So now I know, okay, I still don't have any challenging tech teams. I have another team in children's stories. I have to keep adding 4 electrical apps. I have to keep adding 4 forensic tech. So you would just keep going through and continuing to add until you get all the teams in that you need. And again, you can go in and continue to add the comments and information about who's in which event. Eventually, if you say, okay, well, I only had one team in problem solving, and I already entered them on Team A, I wouldn't hit them again here and make a new team. You would only add as many teams as you have signed up. So a lot of people at this step sometimes are confused. I have to hit it at each team. No, you just hit it for the actual number of teams that you have. And again, the number to the left of the green plus sign is the maximum number of teams that you can take. So you continue to add as you go. And then I will go out to the main screen and show you guys what it looks like, or what it should look like on the main list, or when you want to view this from the advisor's standpoint. Okay, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to hit show list. And the list is going to basically show me what my registration looks like so far. So I have myself as the primary advisor and my co-advisor, Tom Nicholas. There's an error. So this little sign means I forgot to fill out something. I have to provide more information. I didn't give a home phone number, so I'm going to have to go back in there and do that. And then I have Hannah registered. I started to make another area for a second person to register from my school, but I didn't, so it's giving me that error code because I don't have a name. And then over here you can see here are my teams. I have Team 901 and Team 902, or Team A and Team B. And in there, if I find that, oh, you know, one of my kids dropped out, now I don't have, or I have all my teams dropped out of, let's say, Junior Solar Sprint, I could come in here and delete them out. So that's basic registration. Again, please don't forget, if you're going to register for a guest or a visitor, it's really important that you do that. That makes it a lot easier for us, and it'll make it a great thing for us to see. In the billing summary, it will give you the amount of information, and please remember you bring the check with you. Don't mail it ahead of time, and that's all the information that's given here. And hopefully that's it. If you have any other questions or concerns, you need help doing anything, hopefully that all worked out for you. We don't do shirts or anything extra, so the other screens that you see there are of no importance to you at this point. So if you have any other questions, again, please contact myself, Jonna Bonds, or Melissa Wilson. We are both the registrars for Region 3, and we hope that you have a great registration season and a happy holiday.